How different would the future of Cosa Nostra have been if Neil Dellacroce was named boss and not Paul Castellano? The hypothetical scenario of Neil Dellacroce becoming the boss of the Gambino crime family, instead of Paul Castellano, would have undoubtedly shaped the future of Cosa Nostra in a different direction. To analyze this, we need to consider the personalities, leadership styles, and relationships that each of these mob figures had within the organization. Neil Dellacroce was often seen as a more traditional and low-key mobster, contrasting with Paul Castellano's more business-oriented approach. Dellacroce was deeply connected to the roots of the Mafia and had a strong presence in the Gambino family for many years. His leadership might have emphasized the old-school values of loyalty, respect, and honor, which could have resonated well with the traditional mob mentality. On the other hand, Castellano was known for his focus on white-collar criminal activities and business ventures. If Dellacroce had taken charge, the family might have continued to operate with a more traditional street-level focus, potentially maintaining stronger ties to its roots in illegal activities such as gambling, loan sharking, and labor racketeering. Dellacroce had strong ties with John Gotti, who eventually became one of the most infamous mob bosses in American history. Gotti was a protege of Dellacroce, and their relationship was built on mutual respect and trust. If Dellacroce had become the boss, Gotti's rise within the family might have been smoother and faster. Castellano, on the other hand, had a strained relationship with Gotti, as Castellano's leadership style and emphasis on white-collar crime clashed with Gotti's preference for traditional mob activities. Gotti ultimately orchestrated Castellano's assassination in 1985, leading to a significant shift in the leadership of the Gambino family. Dellacroce was respected among other mafia families, and his leadership might have fostered stronger alliances with other mob bosses. His connections could have contributed to a more stable and cooperative environment within the broader Cosa Nostra. Castellano's approach, particularly his focus on business and his strained relationships with other families, could have led to tensions and conflicts. Dellacroce, known for his ability to navigate the traditional aspects of mafia relationships, might have avoided some of the pitfalls that Castellano encountered. Dellacroce's low-key approach might have attracted less attention from law enforcement, compared to Castellano's high-profile white-collar crimes. A lower public profile could have allowed the family to operate with less interference. Castellano's high-profile image and business dealings made him a target for law enforcement, ultimately leading to his downfall. Dellacroce's leadership might have kept the family off the radar for a longer period, allowing for more prolonged criminal activities. The complex dynamics within the Gambino crime family, during the transition from Carlo Gambino to Paul Castellano, bypassing the widely respected Neil Dellacroce, add layers of intrigue to the hypothetical scenario. It's a narrative of tradition versus modernity, street credibility versus business acumen, and loyalty versus ambition. The decision to appoint Castellano over Dellacroce stirred controversy, as Castellano's business-oriented approach clashed with the traditional values deeply rooted in the Mafia. Yet, despite the discontent, Dellacroce, embodying the essence of a true gangster, maintained respect for the institution of the boss. His adherence to Cosa Nostra's rules and traditions prevented any overt power struggle within the family. The loyalty and respect Dellacroce commanded from the street-level gangsters, the hardcore killers of the underworld, paint a vivid picture of a potential conflict. In a hypothetical scenario where the roles of boss and underboss are set aside, and the focus shifts to two rival gangs led by Dellacroce and Castellano, the former seems to have the edge. Street credibility, loyalty, and a penchant for violence would likely tilt the balance in Dellacroce's favor. However, the reality of the Mafia is deeply entrenched in its hierarchical structure and respect for the chain of command. The boss is the ultimate authority, and in any real-life power struggle, loyalties are often dictated by the formal roles within the organization. In this context, Castellano, holding the official title of boss, would command the loyalty of many, both within the Gambino family and across the 5 families. The intricate dance between tradition and progress, loyalty and ambition, would ultimately shape the fate of the Gambino family. Dellacroce's street credibility might have won a street fight, but in the unforgiving world of Cosa Nostra, where rules and hierarchy are sacrosanct, Castellano's official position would likely prevail. The tension between these two powerhouses, each representing a different facet of the Mafia's identity, adds a layer of complexity to the narrative of the Gambino family. It's a tale of conflicting loyalties, unspoken rules, and the eternal struggle for power within the secretive and shadowy world of La Cosa Nostra. If Neil Dellacroce had become the boss of the Gambino family, the Cosa Nostra landscape might have been marked by a continuation of traditional mob values, stronger family ties, smoother internal relations, and potentially a lower profile in the eyes of law enforcement. The rise of figures like John Gotti might have been expedited under Dellacroce's leadership, shaping the future of the Gambino family and the broader mafia in a different way.